have your question?
My question is one that I hope you can just answer. I hope it's concise. Mr. Harris, you spoke of being the former finance minister, and Mr. Condor, you spoke of being Minister of Foreign Affairs and also studying economics. It's understandable that our Constitution is currently in a situation where we can't act upon everything, but all things lawful aren't expedient. But my question is, we all have our own personal opinions of our Prime Minister. Nonetheless, we respect his office. However, my question is, we continue to speak of his character, some people say lack thereof. But my question is, once you're in power, because that is your platform, what are you planning to do? For example, when it comes to election reform, rather than having someone who can sit in power for multiple years and generations, having, for example, like the Americans do, a two-term system. So it's not power of a person, but power of a party. So therefore, you're able to have bipartisan relationships, for example, between the Labour and PAM party. Also, my question is, for people who study finance and economics, understanding ethics, what other rules are you going to put in place? It's one thing that we talk about our current situation and what has happened in the past. But for someone like myself who has no party affiliation, I really want to finally hear someone from St. Kitts and Nevis speak about what you will do. And how do you expect to keep young people like myself who are educated, who have international experience, how are you going to bring us back home? How are you going to do something for our economy?
I don't know if I was very clear at the beginning, but I tried to point out those things right at the beginning. With about getting the way forward, I think I mentioned a few of those things. With about saying to the forward. They say that we want a new dispensation, we want a higher order, a new image. We're saying that we would like to have national consultation of a new order of governance. We want to bring the country together and to do it for everybody. We're looking at an opportunity for national healing and reconciliation. We're talking about strengthening our national institutions, parliament, the cabinet, the civil service. We're talking about enacting laws, reforming our constitutional reform. We're talking about electoral reform. We're talking about freedom of information. We're talking about campaign financing. We're talking about all those issues that we look at improving a new social and economic order, a new ethos, a new spirit, a regeneration, a healing not only for this present generation, but for generations to come. We want a new way of life. And term limits as well. That is one thing we're talking about. In fact, that's one of the agreements with the national unity government that we're looking at term. So we're looking at all those things that we discussed. In fact, when we produced the agreement, the memorandum of understanding between the parties, those are going to be there. Those are being discussed.
Just to follow up on that question. Some of these things are pretty simple and straightforward. So, would you be prepared here today to make us a promise that some of these things will be done in a timely manner? And so basically, like you could say in the first 30
How can you do that when you're going to negotiate something?
Are you prepared to actually do a proper investigation?
Time out.
We are prepared to do everything that is right. We are prepared to do everything that is right. And and we want to get advice. Our Simplify Investment Program is not a bad program. It's a good program. It is how it is used. The fund, the finance from it, the fund rating from it, how it's used. So we don't have a problem as such with the Simplify program. But our passport must go in the right hand. I mean, the passport is a serious document. The document has a reflection on the entire citizenry of St. Kitts and Nevis, the whole country, and we want to get that image right, and so we are going to make sure that we want to do everything that we can do right, and we are going to strive to go along that path. Timeline, as soon as possible. I don't want to give any timeline here, but as soon as possible. Like I said, these are things that we will discuss. I mean, everybody knows that the Constitution is due for us all. Everybody knows that we need electoral reform. Everybody knows that we need integrity in public life. I mean, that's something we've been talking about now for 30 years. Integrity in public life. So those are matters. In fact, and this is not reinventing the wheel. There's model legislation that we could go on. Campaign financing. Barbados has campaign financing. Other countries doing other things, and we could look at those. It isn't reinventing them. It is the will to do what's right. And so we're going to make sure that we try to do that. Yeah. An easy question now, right?
Very easy one. Some time ago, Dr. Douglas said that there's some money remaining still for the sugar workers. Could you let me know if that money is still around? Because a lot of people...
Oh, no, that's not Dubai. Finito. A long time.
You said that Dr. Douglas said that there was some money there. Really not sure of that.
What we do now, 44 million, he said would have been available for dealing with the closure issues. 28 million was paid. $16 million then is what you're talking about is left unaccounted for. I can't answer where it is because that happened under his watch. Maybe next time he comes in a different capacity as an ordinary citizen, he'll be able to answer in relation to that. Just for the benefit of the gentleman though, I was fortunate to have worked with the cabinet memo in relation to RAMS. And I have it, I'll just let you see. Again, you'll see the mystery of Dr. Douglas. Because when you go through these cabinet memos, you would indicate that all material times with respect to the RAMS matter, it was the Prime Minister who was taking the lead role, even when we advised him what was being said. For example, on the 6th of July, the RAMS matter was revisited, and the Honorable Prime Minister said that he would wish to speak with the Financial Secretary and the Controller of Inland Revenue before the matter was finished. So again, it was his baby from beginning to end. And on the 4th of November, the Cabinet Secretary wrote to me advising the RAMS matter was discussed. And the Cabinet, not Timothy Harris, not within my competence, and the Cabinet approved the settlement of EC $6.6 million, which must be paid in full. Again, Dr. Denzel Douglas is the one who had been involved, and the Attorney General, etc. No material time was I involved with it. I have the case here. Again, we had a loss initially with respect to RAMS. You see, with Dr. Douglas, you have to get things, you know, to the man tell lies. You see, this happened in December 14, 2009, when the matter was dealt with there. The name of the young lady and all of these things, the advice from the Inland Revenue Department. Once the man begins to tell a lie, you have to hide yourself. So I went and got the document from the relevant people. I have them there now as part of the public record. So once it comes to me, you really can't get you with these things. So again, I would like to show you if you have an interest in them, so that you could see the nature of the mischief that is being perpetuated by the gentleman. Just one person. Can you please keep it short?
Unbelievably, it's 21 years since I returned home The new passports for St. Kitts Nevis will not say where you're born. And I want you all that to read that. One of the first things you all do, put it back in the passport where you're born. I have a Canadian passport and it says I born in Nevis, St. Kitts Nevis. My St. Kitts Nevis passport don't say where I come from. I come from Mars. So please,
Dubai, Abu Dhabi.
put it in the passport because Osama bin Laden children could get a St. Kitts Nevis passport and you don't know where they come from. So please, I know you are going in. So that's one of the first things on the agenda. Where you born. I don't mind if he says St. Kitts Nevis in that
Again, that decision with respect to the passport came because Dr. Douglas wanted to shelter the people from Iran and the Middle East
That's
who were
right.
buying our passport. And they were having difficulty when they visit Europe, for example, because, as you said, ordinarily you will see from where they're from. So although they had a St. Kitts passport, they were being pulled out of the line, going through extensive questioning. And therefore, to satisfy their needs, he took a decision that that wouldn't be displayed, so that nobody, as it were, will have to encounter that, and it will not affect his marketing of the passport. Again, it is a case where foreign interest takes precedence and priority over the national interest.
So I want to thank everybody, and we'll be getting a vote of thanks soon. But I want to just put something to you, and I haven't asked either the permission of Sam or Tim to do this. But you got to understand that they're going to be in an election mode pretty soon. And I know that you all are supportive. But they're going to need more than your support.
Cash.
They're going to need some financial contributions as well from all of us. And if you have a problem, just contact me and I can put you directly in touch with Sam or with Tim. So please bear that in mind, that these are two young politicians who've made certain sacrifices, and an election matter is a very expensive matter. They do not have any finance behind them. So that if you can, just contact me. Most of you know my name, you probably know my telephone number, and I can put you directly in touch with either Sam or Tim. And without more ado, without more ado, for the vote of thanks, I give you.
I know this is we'll get a formal vote of thanks, but I can't go away without, on behalf of Tim and myself, saying thank you to you. I mean, you don't know how much we appreciate this. I want to express and record our sincere thanks and appreciation to you for coming out in your numbers at such short notice. We want to thank you most sincerely. We want you to know that this is really in service to our country. This is no personal agenda. We don't have any personal acts to grind. We believe that what's happening in our country deserves the sacrifice and the commitment of all politicians and religions. We want to thank you most sincerely, and we look forward to your support.
As the Honorable Mr. Condor had mentioned, thank you to everyone who came in this evening, taking the time out of your busy schedules and setting yourself apart to make sure to become informed about activities that are happening within St. Kitts and Nevis. Also, on behalf of all the foreign nationals that are here within the Greater Toronto Area, we just want to thank both Mr. Timothy Harris and Mr. Sam Condor for taking the time to travel from St. Kitts and Nevis all the way here to Toronto. And as you guys take this time to journey from here into the States, we hope that you have safe travels and all journeying mercies. So as we're about to end this night's evenings, I also would like to thank Mr. Beach for just availing himself to be our Master of Ceremonies for the evening. He did a great job and kept myself and everyone else on our toes, and we do appreciate that. Just to let you know that there are some private citizens who've gone out of their way and really done a great job to provide refreshments. It is late. I know some of you are a little parched or a little hungry. So do just follow through to the other side of the hall, and there are refreshments there that is available for everyone. Thank you and have a great evening.